Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome back. I am very excited because today we are starting poetry, and I've told you guys this all year, but poetry is one of my very favorite units. So I'm sad that we can't be in person to do it together because it's one of my most. I love teaching it, and I love watching you guys. You're gonna laugh at me, but truly become like poets in the process. So I'm sad that we're not together, but I'm excited that we get to dive in. Your papers were awesome. I am in the process of grading them. Give me about another week to get those in the grade book for you, which you guys did a really nice job, and I'm really proud that you were able to do that. I mean, pretty much completely online. You guys did your research and all of your writing online. So really, really awesome job. But so today we're going to dive into poetry, and I really don't have a lot to give you today because, like most units, when we're launching in, right, my mini lessons aren't long, so I don't have a ton of content to give you. I want to just have you explore the area that we're learning about. So that is our goal today, is that you learn a little bit about poetry and kind of figure out what you like and what you don't. So our learning intention today is I can investigate poetry as a genre. I can create my definition of poetry. We're actually going to do the second part, that I can create my definition of poetry. We're going to do that part tomorrow, but today we're going to really be focusing on I can investigate poetry as a genre. So on Classroom, I'm going to post this. Everyone's going to get one. It's your 2020 poetry packet. And what it is it is all different. There's 34 pages, and they're all different types of poems. Okay, so there's poems everywhere. On this side, it's a place for you to like jot notes and to write down your ideas. So I want you for today to leave that blank. You won't need to put anything on there. But it's there for you in the future, which will be really helpful. You'll notice, guys, that some of the poems in here are songs. Like right here, The World's Greatest is a song. We're going to learn really quickly here that a lot of singers and songwriters are actually poets too, right? That there's a lot of poetry actually in songs. So you'll notice that there's a lot of songs in here, which is okay. And you guys, as you are figuring out your own what poetry is for you, you will also find that there's a lot of poetry within songs. So your task today, so everyone's going to have one of these posted on Classroom. Your task today, it's task 17, is you're going on a little bit of a scavenger hunt, a poetry scavenger hunt. So everyone is going to have a copy of this, and it's just asking you 15 questions about poetry. So a line of poetry that mentions an animal, and then you're going to tell me what was the name of the poem it was from and who is the poet. So it would be, Roar by Katy Perry, something like that. A line of poetry that mentions a color, a line of poetry that mentions the name of a person, a line of poetry that mentions a name of a place. So you're just going to read through 2 lines that rhyme, 3 pairs of rhyming words, a line of poetry that is 4 words long. What's a syllable? Do you guys remember what a syllable is? A syllable is when you say like Miss Cradell, right? That has 4 syllables. So you want a whole line, not a word, a line of poetry that's 10 syllables long, a poem that makes you smile, so that really could be any of them. The year that a poetry book was published. So you're not maybe going to find all of your answers in your poetry packet. For some of these, you might have to go online and look up. There are lots of different poetry books. Okay, so look up a different poetry books. Shel Silverstein is someone that you guys are probably familiar with, that you have experience with from when you were younger. And he has a lot of great books. So poetry book that was published, the title of a poem in that poetry book, the first poem in a poetry book, a title of the most unusual looking poem. So if it like looks a little funky, you'll find that happens sometimes. 3 questions to ask a poet. So this is just, guys, like, this isn't going to be in your poetry packet. This is just your opinion. Like, do you have any questions that you're curious about? Any questions that you would ask a poet? Why did you do something this way? Why did you write about this? Why did you not write about this? And then it asks you to create a different title for your poem. So what's the actual poem title? What's the name? And then what would you rename it? Okay. So that is really your goal today. I can investigate poetry as a genre, and I can create my definition of poetry. Like I said, we're going to focus a little bit more on this tomorrow, but today we're really I want you to just get yourselves familiar with poetry. I wanted to get you reading poetry and exposed to poetry. So if you have questions, please let me know. Just one quick little thing. So under classwork, I've been putting everything under virtual learning. I am going to make a new tab, and I'm going to call it poetry, because all of poetry is, going to be virtual. So then it's just it's broken up from this was really your argument. And then I'm going to put it under poetry. Okay, so when you're looking for that, if you're looking for that, just something to be aware of. Okay, reach out if you have questions, and I will talk with you guys soon. Best of luck and enjoy your poems.